a situation with my lights on my phone. Basically, I was like, my phone be a little dark, you know. I don't mind the melanin, but I'm not almond or chocolate. I am caramel, but I can get a little almondy when I have a tan. But I was just like, but it's because my phone used to be on dark mode and I don't switch it when I come on camera. So I probably just keep it on light mode because when I be getting ready to go live, I just get a little discombobulated and anxious. I was trying to come back live about an hour or two ago, but I thought I was gonna take me a little nappy nap. I ended up eating and laying down, and then I started watching some other people live streams. And you know, live streaming, I'm just doing my intro for now. I mean, not my intro, just my little talking. I'm gonna do my intro soon when more people come in the room. I see one person came in about. Let me get my little drink ready. Ooh. Just some Pure Life water with, yeah. Because, baby, I get parched on these lives. But live streaming, y'all like the little ASMR? A little ASMR. I need me a napkin because I done wasted a little water on my desk. Live streaming is not that complicated. It's like, hold on. It's not the live streaming that's complicated. It's the like consistency mixed with, you know, your day-to-day life. So if you could just wake up and live stream and you're not a parent and you don't have to do this or do that or clean up or cook or work, it's not a problem. But it's that mixed with everything else that kind of make it a little bit more, you know, complicated. So yeah, I really want to get this up. I don't have any napkins. And I'm not using none of my stuff to wipe it off. I do have these little feathers that broke off my a robe I had, and I'm using them to try to wipe my desk off. I don't have no napkins or nothing in my desk, and it's kind of bothering me that I can't wipe it off. Hey to the 5 people in the room. Hey, how you doing? Let me introduce myself. Hey to the 14 people in the room. If you could please press the like button. We're going to get into some tink tings. Somebody already commenting something a little cray-cray. Oh, why wouldn't they show? They say, what do you use for your glossy lips? I need lips like yours. I don't see nothing wrong with that comment. I don't know why YouTube flagged it. This is my lip gloss. Personally, I was going to sell some things, but I don't know if, here's the thing. I don't think online selling is for me. I think I'm more probably like a brick and mortar person, and I don't have a brick and mortar business just yet, but I plan on wanting to have me my own little store and sell miscellaneous products, beauty products and stuff. One sweet day, right? But this is like the prototype of the lip gloss. This is I have different colors. It is basically a fairy one tube. Hence, you know, Tinkerbell. My necklace says Tink, but it's backwards for y'all because of the flip camera. And I got on my YouTube uniform shirt. I noticed I had some makeup on my shirt on my last live, but it's okay. I'm covering it with my hair. But it's called, this is Pixie Dust. My Pixie Dust Fairy One tube lip gloss. It's called Pixie Dust. And I have different colors and stuff. But today, I'm not going to load you. I'm putting on some now. Let me not be, this is me putting this on top. Okay. Let's do a little tutorial, a little lip gloss tutorial. Okay. I have ColourPop lip gloss. I like ColourPop. This is what I just put on top, but I also was wearing Jeffree Star lip gloss. The one, he has like this one like tube too with the star on top. I did have some of that on. I'm wearing a combo, a lip combo. Let's get into it. It's I was wearing like a nude lip. I did a brown liner. It's kind of faded away. I did a brown liner, like a nudie nude lipstick, and then I put pink just right in the middle. Mix it together, put the gloss on. So I used to do like lip combos. So if you want me to, I can start bringing my lip combination, you know, into my little room so y'all can know what I got on. And my face a little oily, but I just put some extra blush on. That's about it. But yeah. But if people are really interested in products, I could sell some stuff online if y'all really wanted to purchase. But thank you, Dog Girl Pop. Thank you for sounding like pretty. Can you please give me a shout out? Of course, triplets. Are you a triplet? Hey, Leticia Martinez. Uh-oh. Who you telling shut up? Hey, A-Rain. Hey, Elisa. Did you, who you talking to, Leticia? Okay. Hey, so there's 22 people in the room. Can I get a like? Can I get a like? It's 22 people in the room, and I ain't got no like yet on my live. Like, what's really going on? What's tea? What's popping? What it is? What it is? I know ain't no haters watching me. I just know ain't no haters watching me. I just know that. You talking about something you fool, but you on my page. You on my live. Talking about something you ain't asked. Ain't nobody asked you to be here. So why are you here trolling? Is this a fake account? Where's your profile picture? Okay. So let me do my introduction. Leticia, chill out before I have to, you know, bippity bop, boom, you up out of here, you know what I'm saying? Let me do my intro, and then I'm going to look up and see what's really popping in these comments. Y'all give me a second. Thank y'all for the press the like. Period. I'm your favorite fairy. Okay? I'm your fairy gossip mother. I'm your best fairy friend, and I'm that tink. Okay? Bibbity, bobbity, boom. So you can comment, like, share, subscribe, and turn on your Tinkerbell notifications. I don't know if y'all seen the title, but we finna get into some things, some tings, okay? Oh, you say you just playing, Leticia? Speaking of playing, let's talk about oh, you like and subscribe. Thank you, Ulissa. Where are you from? Speaking of playing, let's talk about Mr. Martin Payne from the Martin Show. I don't know if y'all familiar with it. Martin is one of my favorite nostalgic comfort shows from the 90s. If I was in a sad mood or bad mood, I can always turn on Martin and laugh at it like yesterday. Whew. I'm trying to, y'all don't pay me no mind. I can always turn that show on and laugh like yesterday. Martin is very, like I say, nostalgic for me. And I can always laugh at it. Didn't I just say that? I don't know. I was thinking something while I was talking. Hold on. The jokes never get old. And Martin do remind me of a lot of my family members. It's very, like, it just hits close to home. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you don't watch Martin, you know how people have red flags. If you don't watch Martin, to me, that's a red flag. And I'm gonna be real with you, like, and even guys like watching Martin. And I know, like, typically guys, heterosexual guys usually don't like watching shows where the guy can dress up as, you know, female characters. But when, I ain't gonna lie to you, Martin is the one person I feel like cannot be critiqued that much when it comes to the Martin Show. Yeah, other stuff, I don't know. But when you watch it, it just don't even seem like he's the character. Like, that's how how real in he had me. Like, I forget, like, his mom is him. I forget Sinead is him. Like, you know, but it's so, the character is just so, it's a difference to me. It just seemed more authentic than the people who kind of do it these days on social media. They didn't calm down with it a bit, but just for views. And, like, it seemed like he really had passion, and he was really embodying the character, and he wasn't just dressing up as female characters, he dressed up as other characters. But you know, he was one of the first, you know, of course him and Eddie Murphy, but I just like the show. It's just very nostalgic, some of my type of sense of humor, and I laugh every time I watch the show, and I've been watching the show for over 25 years, and that's just what it gives. So Ari Lennox has came out and basically said that Martin's show, I guess it strikes a nerves when she watches it because she feel like Martin was being colorist towards Pam. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, oh, okay. I know in the 90s, in the 2000s, in earlier years, a lot of things that were on TV and stuff like that would not be socially appropriate and acceptable in today's sensitive climate, and some things rightfully so. But here's where I have to chime in, because Martin never said, let's just be honest, back then you could really take it there. Like, you could be offensive and it was okay. Like, you could really take it there. And I feel like he didn't really take it there. If he wanted to, he could have, and he could have got away with it back then. But he never mentioned, like, her skin tone. He mentioned, like, the texture of her hair. And it was like, well, he didn't say that about Gina, da-da-da-da-da. So let me just give you some different, my take on it. I feel like with Pam used to always wear little fly updos and stuff like that. So if you wearing the updo, you know, your kitchen gonna be showing. For the people who don't know, kitchen is like a black term for, you know, black hair in the back. The kitchen in the back. So Gina didn't wear a lot of upstyle. She mainly wore like the little bob cut. So he would say stuff like that, but he never, and it was like, oh, well, he'll call her, I think, like animal names. He'd call her a dog and stuff like that. He did do that. And they both did it to each other. And it was like, well, why he didn't talk about Gina like that? And I guess they were saying because she's light-skinned, but Gina is his girl. So it's like, you know, they kind of joked with each other, but it wasn't like to that extent. And also, they talked about Gina too. Like, everybody on the show, like the first thing you can think of is like the names they called each other. Like, he called Gina Waterhead and Little Eye, Applehead. Martin got talked about for his ears, Cole for being slow, Tommy for not having a job, Pam about her breath or her kinkabuzz. Like, that's just was their thing. Like, that was just their banter. So as fast as I could say that lets you know that Pam wasn't just targeted and stuff like that. So I don't know where I can see where she could be coming from. Let me see, can I see? I think I could see, maybe. Like, I guess with the animal names, and she's associating it with, like, dark-skinned girls probably get called animal names or something like that. I'm guessing that's what she's saying. I know he used to call her Cujo and dog names, but I'm not sure if he really just said, I don't really recall like a monkey or something like that. Now, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I really don't recall that. But they all talked about each other. That was the premise of the show. Like, everybody joined each other. Like, even Shanae, you know, they all talked about each other. And if we want to be real, now that I think about it, Pam talked about Shanae. So Shanae was supposed to be portray, you know, an African-American, you know, urban hood type of woman, and he was saying that the character was inspired by his real life sister, because Martin got a sister that looked just like him. And Pam straight up called Shanae ugly. She said, girl, mind your ugly business. And she would talk about her too. So it's like, is that colorism when Pam was talking about Shanae? Can we say that? Why Ari just creating this whole narrative in her head? Like, I think people people just like having problems. Like, people just want a problem with everything. Like let's not do that with Martin. Let's not do that with my comfort show. I just don't agree with that, because Pam was saying stuff too to another supposed to be a black girl, you know, or her friend, which we could say, well, Shanae wasn't a real person, you know. Yeah, but her friend was that she hung with all the time, when she was like, girl, Them some dish pan hands. I know you ain't talking with them dish pan hands. Hey, Thomas. And she was real with the braids, and I think she worked with her at the nail shop. So is it colorism if Pam said something about another dark skinned person? Like, did you really even watch the show? Or did you just tune in on one episode one day and you just seen Martin talking about Pam, but you ain't never really just watched the show? Because I feel like if you really watched the show and you was a Martin show, and I don't know how old is Ari Lennox. Like, how old are you? Are you young? Because if you grew up in the 90s, like, you wouldn't even say, I don't even feel like you would say nothing like that. Or you just rage baiting? You got a single or something that's coming out? Because I'm not, that ain't it. Like, I feel like I don't, that's not it. Thanks for the hearts. It's like people just be going back in time, and it's certain stuff I can see. It was a lot of what people would call fat phobia type things going on, or people would say certain things or do certain things that was very, very inappropriate, especially like with sexual innuendos and stuff like that, and dealing with like minors. I definitely have like noticed that we've seen that weird that we bypassed even on cartoons and stuff on Disney, Nickelodeon and stuff like that. But this is reaching just a little bit. If she was the only person who was being talked about, if Pam was the only person being talked about, I feel like then it could have been a problem. But since everybody was being talked about and she even called some like Sinead names, like, it's fair game. What I feel like the real conversation should be about is the flirtatiousness between Pam and Martin. Because that's really what I call that sexual tension. That's what, or some flirtatiousness. If you constantly like picking with, like going at it and just acting like you just can't stand a friend that much, it must be some attraction going on. That's what I would say. If y'all want to, from my point of view, because I wouldn't want my man and like, that's too much going on. It's cute a little bit to rag on each other, but when you're doing it to that capacity, baby, is sexual tension in the room or something like that. That's how. And one time he made a joke. See that y'all don't catch stuff the way I catch it, because I be looking at stuff a little different. Because you remember when Pam, when on the episode where Martin was telling everybody business, and I remember the episode. So I didn't watch too much of this show, baby. I can give y'all the whole rundown. So basically, Martin got on the radio and was telling, I know this woman, my who wear this certain type of dress every time she want to get a raise. And then Pam got mad, like, damn, you told that to Martin. And he was like, I ain't say no name, but they like, everybody know who you talking about. So Gina got mad at Martin, like, because you run your mouth too much. So Martin's like, Gina, where you going? And Gina was like, I would let you know, but you'll just tell everybody and slam the door. So then they start revealing all each other's secrets. That was one of my favorite episodes, by the way. It was funny. And so then I remember when she first told Martin about the dress, he was like, yeah, I know what dress you're talking about, because every time she wear it, I get a raise. And I was like, what? You gonna say that about her friend? So that's what I be talking about. And you remember they had the little dream where they were probably like they was attracted to each other, like, but in the end they ended up killing each other on the dream. That's what really needs to be talked about. Like, how far is too far with extended friendships between mates, and you know, how much is too much? That's what y'all should be talking about. Not was he being colorist. I feel like he was it was a little low key. And I know they was like, because girls always associating, you shouldn't teach your girls to associate a man, like, you know, ragging on you as flirting. You shouldn't always associate it with that, but it do be like that sometimes, you know. That don't mean that it should be acceptable, because a man should be able to, like, really tell you if he like you instead of trying to pick on you, like, y'all, you know. But I do feel like it was a little bit of tension there. And I think it was because not more so of the on screen. I think off screen, like I wouldn't be surprised if they ever, you know, had a little something going on. Because sometimes chemistry off screen will just flourish on screen. But him and Martin had, I mean, Martin and Gina had like a good chemistry too, but so did him and Pam. It's like either one of them could have potentially been his like leading lady. It could have went either way. They all just had good chemistry until, you know, they didn't when Martin was, you know, you know. But no, I don't feel like that at all. And I don't feel like Tichina Arnold feels that way. That's her real name from the character. I don't feel like she feels that way. I know him and what's Gina's real name? Hold on, she's Tichina. Hold on, no. Tasha. Yeah, Tasha. Tasha's Gina. I don't think Tisha, not Tasha. Tisha Campbell. Tisha and him had they little issues, but I don't think Tichina feels that way. But sometimes it would be extra and it'll be too much, but it was annoying sometimes, the Jonas. Sometimes they just took it too far. But as far as like him being a colorist, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. So I've been on here for almost about 20 minutes. So y'all can comment, like, share, subscribe, and turn on your Tinkle Bell notifications. Okay. This is my second live today. I had another live. I was live earlier. What we talked about? I be forgetting so fast. Like when you be doing these live streams, it's hard to remember what you be saying. It really is. But it was about Dr. Umar and some other stuff. Nicki, Dr. Umar, yeah. So I'm trying to make up on lost time, y'all. I really be want to just stream. I'm just really in my streaming era. Like I just be want to, you know, but I be having to take a little break and do stuff. But I really just been wanting to stream. And it's like, you would want to do all this streaming. Because in the midst of that, we dealing with back to school. I'm dealing with work stuff, just getting organized. I'm trying to get my health back right. You know, I'm sipping on my water, getting my water in. Just got a little water with some oranges in here, you know. Drink your water. Somebody need to hit it. So, I'm just getting back on my health kick. You know, I've been a little bit behind. I'm just chit-chatting, blabbering right now, y'all. I was just having a little TikTok. I'm going to get back into my topics. This is a commercial break. It's a little commercial break. Getting back into my vitamins, and I need to get my sleep schedule right, because that's what's really been messing with me, because I just been staying up late and I ain't been sleeping good, and I gotta switch that. So I'm gonna have to sleep program myself. And how I do that, probably like this Friday, I gotta pop me a melatonin, you know, a low dose melatonin, and get to bed hopefully like around 10 o'clock. And I gotta do that with me and my daughter, because she been up all night and school is coming back and we gotta get back right. So I just been, I guess I'm in a streaming mode so much because I just been trying to get it in before the school year start, because I kind of been procrastinating, but it's cool though. I'm still gonna be on here. Y'all still gonna be seeing me pretty often. I'm trying to get myself into the algorithm. And only way you can do that is by, you know, posting content at least 3 times a week, but definitely daily. Definitely daily. And that's what I'm trying to do. And yeah, I'm just trying to make up for a little lost time. So I'm doing an extra hour stream today. And who knows, I might be back again. I might pop back up around 12 o'clock. You never know. Turn on your notifications. So the next topic I wanted to talk about has been a controversial one, but pretty interesting. It's about, should Americans who came here from slavery through their ancestors call themselves African Americans, or should we just be called Black Americans? So let me start by saying we know that American is a nationality. Black is a race. Color, and African will be considered your ethnicity. So in a way, it's kind of offensive to say, you know, black, because it's just a color, it's just a race. So, but there has been topics going on about are we really considered African American? So let me just pause and rewind back to something that I had took note of. I remember Raven Simone was on The View, and she was speaking about how she did not want to be called an African American. And I was like, what is really going on? She didn't shave the hair, she did this. Now we cool with that. You can live your life how you choose, but this is where I draw the line. But when she got to explaining herself of why she don't want to be called an African American, surprisingly, I was like, that kind of makes sense. She was like, do white Americans call themselves European Americans? Do they call themselves Caucasian Americans? Do white people call themselves Caucasian Americans? Do white people call themselves white Americans? And I'm like, hell no. So why do we have to call ourselves African Americans? Why can't we just be American? And I was like, mind blown. I was like, that actually makes sense. That makes sense. That does make sense. So then I've been hearing things like there always been this unspoken, I heard like beefs between like American, like black Americans versus Africans. I live in a city where we don't have a lot of other cultures here. You might see them in like, you know, the Vietnamese, the nail shop, or you like at one point we had like some African braiders, but for the most part it's black people where I live. So they were saying like they're really like the African Americans, the Africans that live here. And I thought about that and I said, well, that makes sense too, because their parents are from Africa, right? And their parents moved to America, so now they're Americans. And so they're basically like saying they're African American because their parents are actually from Africa. They didn't come here from, you know, slavery, and they're American. So it's like, so what do we call? So what are the people here? It's starting to cause this thing. So now a lot of black people and black Americans are disassociating themselves with African titles. Like we know our ancestors, because they was like, we don't know where they come from. We don't know if we from Jamaica, Ghana, Nigeria, you know, all the things. I mean, all the way you could really know probably is if you really just, your family kept up with it, or if you do one of those ancestry type things. So now it's getting to the point where a lot of black people are starting to call themselves black Americans versus African American. I would like to know how, if anybody here is black or of African, I would like to know how you feel about that. Like they're disassociating themselves with that, and in a way it kind of makes sense, but let me just say, they say a lot of them, some Africans don't really, they only go back 2 generations, and they start talking about how Nigeria was founded in the 1960s, and it wasn't that long before they was even established as a country. And a lot of them don't have their paperwork, and a lot of them don't know exactly where they come from too, but they be trying to rag on us and talk about us because they say basically we have no culture. The black Americans don't have culture. And that's what really making me start like, okay, now y'all done took it too far. Now y'all done took it too far. And I think it's just so crazy for, you know, us to be at odds. But they programmed it like this. Like when it was this black American woman, she's married to an African, and she was showing her husband like the propaganda, the commercials that they used to play. You know, when y'all know them commercials, they used to come on when we was little, and they was like having the little kids, and they looked at like they were dirty and dusty and living in the villages with the flies flying around, asking people to give them $1. And can you help feed the children? So she showed this to her husband, like, this is what they showed us about, yeah, because a lot of people have this thing like, you know, Africa's just this poor country. Africa is one of the richest, was the richest before they stole it, countries, and had all of the fuel and all of the minerals and gold. You know what I'm saying? It is the motherland. It's called the motherland because that's where human race began in Africa. That's where it all traces back to. It's, you know. So, anyways, and he was like, that's not true. That's not, you know, that's not us. That don't represent us. And so then she was like, well, what do they show y'all about, you know, us? And she was like, he was like, they basically show that y'all all, you know, y'all killers and you know, just ghetto and ignorant and violent, which is very violent, and that's basically their perception of what's shown to them of us. And y'all have to understand, like, it be like that. Like, the more you grow, the more you should know and like do your research. Because I even heard somebody from Germany, I read in the comments, they was like, in Germany they be saying that Americans are starving. And I'm like, huh? And they was like, yeah, that's what they used to tell us. So everything be different, like from what this person being shown to that person being shown. And it's like, honestly, how can we be starved? We might be about to starve the way these grocery prices is up. But America supposed to have the highest obesity rate in the world, I believe, to be honest. So when you comparing it to like the BMI and stuff like that. But anyways, what I was saying, I lost my train of thought. No dead silence on the podcast. So hey, to the 4 people that just came in, if y'all could please tap that like, and we finna keep it moving. Oh, that's what I had wanted to say. Like, people be saying, like, if you live in another country or all your life, or if you just visited, and it was like, if you turn the news on and you probably living in what, Rome, or I don't know, Czechoslovakia, or however you say this. They was like, you probably hate America just based on what they show you and what they tell you about us. The propaganda is real. So she was just saying, like, yeah, that's how basically they learn about the perceptions of America, and we learned about the perceptions shown of Africa, and they both just told each other that's not true. And everybody have good people and bad people, and it don't matter what color you is, what you believe in. It's good people and it's bad people, and it's just that. So to say that we don't have culture is absolutely ridiculous. Like, because I can break it all the way down. Because even Cenat said this, and I like Cenat. And he was on his live stream, and he was saying, y'all know where y'all come from. We don't have culture. Cenat, you are what, Haitian? Or I think that's what he is. He's something. He one of them. Ghana something. Okay? And I'm gonna be honest. You don't even dress like your culture. You speak with, this is called urban slang. Black urban slang, that's our culture. Soul food, that's our culture. Black women with the long nails, that's our culture. Black women in the lashes, that's our culture. Dressing, the Fashion Nova type stuff, that's our culture. Like fashion, we set the trends for fashion. That's our culture. Most stuff that trends and get popular, that's our culture. Like, we are trendsetters. Like, what? Everything y'all get it from us. Like, how we don't have culture. Y'all mimic us. There will be no trends without the black people. Ain't nobody trending and following the Jamaicans and the Haitians. No offense to y'all, but everybody copies Americans. You're not copying the white people. You're not copying white Americans. You're not copying Asian Americans like that. You might splash a little something every now and then, but the main person, the way you speak, the way you talk, the music that you listen to, that's black Americans. That's our culture. That is our culture. Like, what? Are you crazy? Like, even what if you look at what's trending and all the crazy stuff that trends online? Black Twitter is black culture. What? Television shows, a lot of this stuff is black Americans, black culture, P-Valley. Come on, like, what? We don't have culture. If we didn't have culture, a lot of y'all wouldn't even exist. We don't eat Black Americans. We not just really eating African food like that. We eat soul food. That's our culture. We had to create and make taste better. I don't eat the swine now, but I have, and it be good. But I just choose not to eat it because of what it stands for, and because I need to watch my health in some areas. You know what I mean? But that's culture. The chitlins, that's our culture. A lot of this is our culture. Are you serious? The way thank you, Mariah. Like the things we do to our vehicles, the rims we put on it, the music we listen to, the music that's made. And when you hear another race or something, like they have a term, you sounding black, trying to act black. I don't like that, because all Black people not the same. We can be intelligent, we can speak proper, but you know what we mean. That's that urban. We are the heart of the urban, type stuff. So they copying us. So how can you say Black Americans don't have culture when the whole world copies us? The Kardashians copy us. White people copy everybody. We're the trendsetters. So how we don't have culture? Kim Kardashian was going to Popeyes. They get that from a Black person. How we don't have culture? Like, make it make sense. How we don't have a culture? And let me say this. It's real funny how we don't know who we are. And if we don't know who we are, then that must mean we the chosen ones, right? We the ones who we're not gonna know who we are. Wasn't that in the Bible somewhere? So let's start there. Then on top of that, to say we don't know who we are. If we don't know who we are, and when y'all trying to be cool, y'all copy us, our swag. What does that say about you? If you supposed to have the book of, you supposed to have the book of knowledge, knowing where you from, but y'all still copying us at the end of the day. Y'all don't be wanting to wear y'all clothes y'all come from. Y'all be in this urban American stuff. You even got designers who are influenced by us and what we do. The way our hair is. The way we wear our hair. Whether it's natural, weave, everything. Even white girls wear extensions. Y'all just don't be noticing it, but they be wearing extensions. You got white girls want to get the braids to the scalp. Now, I know Africans do braids too, but it's different types of, the braids I'm talking about. The ones that got a little bit more swag in it and don't look just so ethnic. You know what I mean? Y'all copying people who have no identity. So what does that say about you? Because y'all copy us. And at the end of the day, how you going to talk about somebody who lives here? Okay, we were sent here. It was destined. Unfortunately, it was unfortunately a horrific destiny for us to come over here. But we are here, and we ain't going nowhere. Shouldn't have brought us over here. Y'all, the white people ain't from here. Y'all from Europe. Let's keep it a bean. The only people who should tell us to get out of here is the damn Indians. Okay? But like Cat Williams say, niggas is here to stay and niggas ain't going nowhere. Okay? But y'all, the ones who didn't get forced over here, y'all be coming over here. Still. Why? If we that bad and we violent and you believe the propaganda and you think we have no culture, why would you want to come be around us? Y'all can stay over there. But you don't. Because you love it. Because but it's crazy. Like, you don't have to down us. We are connected on some level, okay? And to survive what we have survived, that makes us pretty fucking powerful, okay? And don't you ever forget that. So they be having to tone down on it, telling we ain't got no culture. We are the culture. Period. And that's just that on that. Hi, how y'all doing? If y'all like what I'm saying, like the vibes, What are y'all eating for dinner tonight? Where are you from? If there's anything that y'all want to discuss and talk about, we can do so. I'm just chilling. Got my candle burning. You know what I'm saying? Sparkle, sparkle. Let me see. Was there anything else? Oh, of course. We really finna get into the things of the things. The tink of the tink. I have a question. I'm finna get into my Carrie Bradshaw segment that's called Fairy Bradshaw, because I'm the fairy. I wanted to have my wings on tonight to do this, but I was just like, let me go and do it because I was taking too long. So I had spoke on the live before last how I wanted to start having the segment that was answering questions, because Carrie Bradshaw, I'm looking for the question now. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. And she always asks questions in her show. I must didn't screenshot it to the right phone. We'll find it. She always leaves you wondering with a question. Like, she the blogger that's be like, you know, I couldn't help but wonder. And just like that, like, she always leave these lingering statements, but she never answers. She's supposed to be the blogger, right? So as a, you know, virtual blogger, I'm going to live streamer. I'm going to do my due diligence, and we're going to start answering the questions that Carrie Bradshaw, thank you for the heart, asks in. Oh, what's your question, Myra? We're going to start answering her questions on a more modern black take, and I think it's going to be very interesting. So at 41, I say let's make 42 minutes will be the Carrie Bradshaw segment. Let me look up. So she asks a question in every episode. I must screenshot it on the phone I'm going live on. What's your question, Myra? So let me just read what it says. So if you don't know, I know that Sex in the City is the right of way to passage in adulthood. Did I say that right? The right of way passage. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. For a woman, you're supposed to watch Sex in the City if you are female, or if you identify as a feminine, or if you're a guy that's gay, that's fine. You should watch this show when you get grown, because you can't watch it before then. It's too explicit. And then you have to rewatch it for sure when you hit 30. Because, yeah, it really gonna hit different. So we finna get flitty in the city. That's what I like to say, because I'm the fairy. Sex in the City is undoubtedly our generation's biggest inspiration for modern city women, be it independent, relationships, and fashion. The things we talk all the time and the questions along the way we always ask. Carrie Bradshaw is no different than us. And there are 92 questions that Carrie Bradshaw asks in the entire season. And so I am going to be answering them all when we go on live stream. It's going to be part of one of my segments. It's called I am Pink Tink, but right now y'all can call me Fairy Bradshaw. Because we're going to answer these questions. And we're going to do a modern take. I'm so excited. Okay, period. Okay. So, and then tonight I'm watching the show. Because I have not, every time I've been telling y'all I was going to watch TV on my other lives, I did not end up doing it. I've kind of been punishing myself because I haven't been, I do this little thing where it's like, if I don't accomplish everything I'm supposed to accomplish for the day, I don't watch my show. And usually I watch it on the weekends anyway, but it's like, I like to listen to like a podcast, so I don't have to look at the TV. I can kind of just listen, because I usually don't even have the energy to really watch because I be so tired. Ooh, the curls are giving. Even though I had, you know, I ain't curled up. Hold on, my order delivered. Oh, hold on. Let me text my daughter to go check the mailbox. But yeah, we finna get into that in just a second. It's mail time. Here's the mail. So hopefully she see that. I don't want to scream her name out and be rude on the live, but I do need my package. Let me message her again on. Hold on. Yeah, give me a second. But we gonna get into these questions. We definitely gonna get into these questions. We definitely gonna get into these questions. Let me mute y'all for a minute. I'm back, y'all. I had to scream a little bit to get this girl attention. So, let's get into the questions. So, the first question. So, hi, how y'all doing? I am Carrie Bradshaw. Okay. Right now, we're doing the Carrie Bradshaw segment dedicated to Mrs. Carrie Bradshaw, where I answer the questions that she asked in the series. And in season 1, episode 1, the question is, were women in New York really giving up on love and throttling up on power? And Myra, you said Myra, you said bye, but she ain't never answered the question. And to me, this question is very prominent because I have been thinking about this, and it's really hitting close to home. So instead of saying, leave the package, don't come in here. Excuse me, y'all. Put it on the So yeah, my bad. So instead of saying were women in New York really giving up on love and throttling up on power, let's just say were women in the world, in the United States specifically, really giving up on love and throttling up on power? That's the first question. And I've been kind of thinking about this too, because I do feel like a lot of women giving up on love and throttling up on power. A lot of women are tired. I'm starting to see it more and more. I don't know if it's just TikTok. It's still some pick-me's out there, but I've been seeing a lot of women come to the conclusion, and I might ruffle a couple feathers, man. I might ruffle, if it's any men in here, I don't know who watching me, I ain't coming, but I might ruffle a couple of feathers, okay? The word on the street is, men do not like women. They like vagina. The word on the street is, if patriarchy made it acceptable for a man to be gay or to, yeah, a lot of men would do that. That's what they're saying. And they will only just procreate with us. And I know for a fact, if they could procreate, we would be useless to them. They're saying men don't like women. They don't like the way we talk. They don't like how we think. They don't like a woman that's independent. They don't like a woman who's dependent. They don't like any of it. They only say that most men like control, what they can control. And they really don't even like that. They'll get the woman they can control, and then they'll try to cheat on her with the woman that they desire, and they never really satisfied. That's what I'm hearing. And so women are waking up to the fact, there's a lot of statistics showing that a lot of men, if a woman gets sick in her elderly age or just period, he leaves her. They say most men leave women when she's sick. And most women are there for men when he's sick. And he'll leave her and he'll get another woman. That's what a lot of the nurses are saying, how much they see that in the hospitals, and how the woman will stay by the man's side. And when he heals, there has been cases where he heals and he will still leave the woman who was by his side. Now, why would a man do that? Why would a man leave a woman as his wife when she's sick? Because he probably never really loves her. He just used her because she was, she was a good woman and was going to take care of him and cook and clean and rear the children and clean up the house. And then once she couldn't do those things no more, she was deemed useless to him. Sick, sad world, ain't it? Statistics also have been saying that single women live longer. Hey, Marianne, you said speak. Amen. I'm not trying to figure it out anymore. Excellent topic. Thank you. They're saying single women live longer. They're less stressed. It's a lot of women that was showing before and after pictures on TikTok of how they looked when they was in a relationship versus when they became single. Glowing, doing good, looking good. Get with a man, he take her down through there. She losing weight or she gaining weight. She being abused, hit on, bruises, scars, hair falling out, stress, high blood pressure, all types of stuff. And a lot of women, they be wondering why you having all this extra anxiety, why your blood pressure up. It could be because of the guy that you're with. You know what I'm saying? And when you're not with him, you start to heal. Your cortisol levels go down. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes your body can give off signals that something is not right. This person is not right. So they're saying married women don't live as long. Yeah, I heard that ding ding when I said that. I'm not lying. So I'm not finna be here and just act like I still somewhere inside of me don't desire that, but I am more realistic about the fact that it's a possibility that may not happen. And a lot of women waking up to that, and I think that you're gonna have to learn to be okay with it, and not, because it's not a fairy tale. It's not like the Disney movies. It's not none of that to me. It's more about who's gonna be the dumbest and who's gonna boost these egos. And as long as women keep on trying to be pick-me's, and why would they not do it? Until women rally up and say, no, I'm not dealing with that. But there's always gonna be them ones. So why would they step up when they can just get something that's easier? But it's crazy because you would think because that you don't really like them, but if you deem too much hard work, they don't want to deal with it. Men are logical. They're not gonna move with emotions. No, that's what we do. And we have to kind of evolve and not do that as much. So the question from my favorite Bradshaw is saying, are women... Hold up, what's the question? I should have screenshot it so I won't have to come back. Let me know what y'all thinking in the comments. Like, let me know. Like, it's like women are supposed to like cook, pay half of the bills, clean up, go to work, raise the kids, can't get sick, gotta stay looking good. It's too much. Then you gotta have sex and perform like a porn star, you know. It's a lot. 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 And women now are starting to get tired of that. And I do think that women are throttling up on, what was the question that Carrie asked? A lot of women are waiting. Shout out to the younger generation. There's like this thing where a lot of people talk down about the younger generation, but I have like mixed reviews with them. For the most part, I kind of with them on certain stuff. And the fact that a lot of women are waiting later to have kids and enjoying their life, I applaud them very much so. Because, yeah, trying to get, you know, I mean, they'll try to trap you with a kid just to make it harder for you. And a lot of, they not going for that. So are women, the question were women in New York really giving up on love and throttling up on power? That's the first question that Carrie Bradshaw asked in the Sex and the City series. I am rewatching the series and I'm going over, I have my Carrie Bradshaw segment where I answer the questions in a modern form, and I'm gonna generalize it. So are women in the world really giving up on love and throttling up on power? And it's so crazy because, and I feel like yes they are, because they're having kids later. Women are the ones getting their degrees the most. I think women are earning degrees more than anybody. And this ain't just black, white, this is period. They're more educated in college, graduates, and they're also the majority of the homeowners. Like, women are really doing their thing, and they're very successful entrepreneur wise. Shout out to my black women. Yeah, they really doing it. And more women are like learning to just, you know, be to themselves. And it don't mean that they're not open to love or open, they're just not finna settle. This not, they like, oh, well, why the relationships last with grandmama and granddaddy? Well, grandmama and granddaddy didn't have social media. They didn't have the knowledge. They didn't have the know-how. A woman back then, she couldn't even have a bank account in her name. You know, women couldn't just work like that, you know, and if they did, their options were very limited. So it was illegal for a black woman to even be a stay-at-home mom at one point. So things were just different. And now that we have the knowledge, I'm not saying that like I'm just shunning marriages and stuff like that. I think it still can be a beautiful thing when it's done properly. You know, when it's really based on love and not just ego powers and you understand what I'm saying? It's like it's just better sometimes to just be alone, just have a little, you know, have your little fun if you need to. But if it can evolve to something real, but it's very rare. It's rare. Most guys are like, even the good guys that try to act like they good guys, to me, them be the worst ones. The ones that be trying to act like they the good guy, and they might have this reputation publicly or be like a pillar of the community and stuff, them the worst ones. They objectify women the most. They have bad bitch issues the most with women because they probably ain't never really had no bad bitch a day in their motherfucking life. And they get very insecure and judgmental, and they probably want to shit on every bad bitch they ever dissed them when they was in school that you probably even have nothing to do with. Those are the worst ones. So when it's compared to like, they be like, y'all be talking to these hood niggas, da, da, da. I don't really care for either one, but I will say this: if I had to choose from knowing what I know and experience what I experienced, I choose the hood nigga all day. But that's if I had to choose. I prefer like the evolved, you know, hood guy. He not. Now I don't need him to. He probably was whooping some ass and probably sold a little something. But he wouldn't. I don't need him to be no killer like that. Now he don't need no King Vons. But I'm just saying, and he's just on his grown man shit now, and he more business oriented, and he think before he just, you know, spaz. Educated but still know how to. Yeah, y'all don't even worry about what song I'm speaking on. That's more my type, like a little diverse, because I'm kind of like that. I have a geeky, nerdy, quirky side to me, you know. I like to have intelligent conversations. I do. But I'm also, you know, I love female rap. I can talk shit. I'm a shit talker as well. I bust a motherfucker. If need be, I go out. I'm a little, you know, I'm Boujee. You know what I'm saying? I'm my mother and father's child. My dad was very much like smart, intelligent type of guy. Book smart, college smart, grew up in a nice, you know, neighborhood. And my mama was a little round away, but he liked that about her. You know what I'm saying? Opposites attract sometimes. And she was a little bit more, you know, but my mom no dummy either. Don't get it twisted. My mom is a smart woman, but she just had a little edge on her. And I got the mixture of both from my both parents. And, you know, I mean, I don't be trying to bring up the astrology, but I'm a Gemini, so I do have, like, you know, I'm a balance. So I like a balanced man as well. I don't think I'll fit good with a super ignorant hood killer for real guy, and I wouldn't fit good with the nerdy, no type of just judgmental. And them be the main ones that be just ruthless, like, to me, and just be so fake. Too fake. But yeah. So the answer to that question, I do believe that women are throttling up on power and putting love on the back burner. Because, I mean, what else can you do? You want to wallow and cry? You know what I'm saying? Y'all women, stop. Don't be having no babies for the man. You know what I mean? Like, don't be having kids to keep a man. If anything, a child will run a man away at some point. Or if it don't run him away, it can make your relationship tumultuous. Had a baby because you want a baby. That's what you want. I want my, like, if I have a baby, it'll be because I want it. So whether you stay or go, I'm not going to be mad. You can't be getting mad at no kid or get mad. Like, don't do that. Like, don't do that. Especially you're not married. Especially you know you're not married. And even marriages, sometimes I'm seeing women saying they get married and he switch. As soon as they get married, he switch. And I switch too and be up out of there. Let me say, like, a lot of women just like, yeah, like, There's other ways to experience love. Get you a pet. Your kids love you. Travel. Da, da, da. I know it sounds like, oh, she's just lonely. You don't have, all single women ain't lonely. Who said I wasn't gonna be fucking with nobody? I said they giving up on love and all that other stuff. But that don't mean they can't have them a little something if they choose to. But there's a lot of women who not even choosing to do that. Maya, she been celibate for 7 years. A lot of women not even choosing to do that no more. Cause it's just like, shoot, nothing really turns you on. When you reach a certain level of just enlightenment, it's like you get turned off easy and you just don't be interested in a lot of stuff. The more you know, the more you grow, the less you're gonna be interested in certain things. You might see a guy, and it's the same thing with men. You know, some men, they probably feel like that about women. She might look good, but it's like, I'm not even like, you know what I'm saying? But I know women, it's like, motherfuckers say the wrong thing. It's like, I don't even, you know what? I can't even get into it. Like, I can't even, that's how it'll be. You know what I'm saying? I had wanted to do one of my little read me's. This was on my mind to do. The little color-coded little Bible thing. If you're not into that, y'all can exit. But I wanted to do one before I get up off of here. I've been on here for an hour. So, I just want to take this and mix it up. I'm just trying to do something a little different stuff. You don't mix it up. I'm gonna close my eyes and pick what the word would be to end it off. You know what I'm saying? I left these two in here. So this color code means happy. It's yellow, so it means happy. So that's good. We got a good happy mode. What do you say? Gentleness and self-control. Against such thing there is no law. That's Galatians 5:23. Somebody probably need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? So gentleness and self-control. I definitely need to hear that because I've been out my box a little bit. I've been wanting to get out my box a little bit. And it could be for me like, no, don't do that. I got you. God, like, I got you. You ain't gotta do all that. My light, I'm losing light. Yeah, that one look better. But God, like, I got you. Calm down. Vengeance is mine, thus saith the Lord. Okay. So, y'all got a little word in. And we talked about some real talk. I'm ready to go watch Sex in the City. I'm ready to go watch Sex in the City. 717 on my clock. I told y'all I'll be catching number pattern. As soon as I look down, that's what it say. And I'm gonna look up that Bible verse. I could look it up with y'all. Let's look it up. We was talking about the Bible and it just happened. Let's maybe somebody need to hear that. I'm gonna look it up. I don't be trying to be too, you know, I'm not all extra, but I just, you know, I'm gonna include, you know, I wanna look it up. And then I'm finna probably go watch my shoe. Now, you know, multiple verses will come up because, you know, the first thing I see is only let each person lead the life that the Lord has assigned to him and to which God has called him. Is that, that's Corinthians. Remain in the state you were in when you were converted, when you are drawn by God into believing, loving fellowship with his son. So that's what that says. That's the Bible verse number that I got. So you can rewind it to see what that is again. And I'm going to investigate a little deeper of what this means and dissect it. When I get offline, I already been on here for about 65 minutes and my light going down. I'm going down. Cause you ain't around, baby. My whole world's upside down. I'm playing, but I can sing for real. But I'm playing a little bit. But yeah, I'm finna be out. I'm finna watch Sex in the City. I'm gonna look at my little word to see what it really means, what God trying to tell me. And then I think I gotta cook. Dang it, I gotta cook. Hopefully my chicken is thawed out. But anyway, y'all, I'ma holler at y'all tomorrow. Okay, peace out. Love you, sparkle sparkle.